On this edition of the Dimp Digital Podcast, the terrific trio of Apps, Logan and Hall is reunited as they discuss the Project Cars 2 crowdfunding campaign.
Again, it feels like already, like if I buy Project Cars, which I'm going to get the inferior version.
The Master Race is caught up in the fallout of Arkham Knight's controversial PC port.
Yeah, well, I'm sick of them. Sick of it. They've got this self-righteous, self-entitlement to have everything all the time, and better than console gamers.
And the guys check in on their New Year's resolutions.
Last thing you had on your list, Hall, was give the Wii U some more time.
That's
you
the only one that I'm a little
it.
bit disappointed by. The thing is, I haven't bought any new Wii U games, which is a disappointment.
That and much, much more on the Dimp Digital Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the Dimp Digital Podcast. We're on episode number 34, and you've got myself, Apps, Logan, and Hall. The dream team are back. What's that snigger, Hall?
episode 34.
Is that what I did? Unbelievable.
Yeah, really struggled.
I didn't notice that.
I reckon there was a delay on your end, mate. You seem like you're in good spirits for once, so that's good news. Logan, how are you doing? It's been a while.
I can't believe we're going on with that, but yeah,
it's fine.
What's the point? You're messing around. You always say just roll with it. That's what we're going to do.
Comedy gold.
All the imperfections are better. Yeah, so we're all doing well. You guys filled in for the E3 bumper edition. Obviously, I was back with Biff yesterday, so this is the first time we've all spoken in quite a few weeks.
Dated.
It's been a while. Bit of a slow news week would be one way to describe the happenings within the gaming world. One of the highlights I picked out as a guy that managed to secure his pre-order for Fallout 4 by sending Bethesda a shitload of bottle caps.
He's been collecting ever since he started playing Fallout 3, hasn't he?
Yeah. And for those that don't know, bottle caps are the economy in Fallout 3. Yeah, the currency, sorry. So you, instead of having cash, you use bottle caps to buy things. So I think it's genius on his behalf, and both Bethesda for letting him do it and actually going, yeah, all right, you can have the game for that.
It must have cost him a fucking fortune in postage. Did you see how many he sent?
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
It was fucking massive, man.
I know, that must have done. It's probably cost him more than the game, actually, thinking about just
in the postage. Yeah, it must have done, because he sent like 4 massive boxes, didn't he?
Yeah. I bet Bethesda's like, what is this shit?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Unbelievable. They've honoured it.
The sort of audiences they're capturing.
Yeah, well, they are good. They've honoured it. I mean, they probably thought the poor sods paid silly money to get this over to us, so we'll give him a copy of the game. It's not going to be any skin off our nose whatsoever, and I bet you they give him a download code.
He's sitting at home going, yes, free game.
I bet you it's digital. They go, yeah, you can have the code. It's just like, oh, it's not the same as getting the disc, but
no, I want my disc.
We ain't gonna get it, mate. Go in the shop and buy it.
Shit, mate. Sent us a load of fucking caps.
What are they gonna do with them?
Asda or Tesco.
Yeah. They said they're going to recycle them.
Right, good. I was going to say, if they say anything else, they're going to get shit on by people. So.
Yeah, could you imagine? Yeah. Well, straight in the bin with that pile of shit.
That would not be allowed. Nolan North, who's the voice of Nathan Drake from the Uncharted series, has made everyone shit their pants by saying, and this is his exact quotes, "I know they're doing a Last of Us 2." And he said that at MetroCon 2015. I'm not going to entertain this sort of bollocks rumour mill because it's nonsense as far as I'm concerned. It's pretty obvious that they're going to be working on The Last of Us 2. So for him to come out and say that, it's like, well, thanks very much.
Well done, mate. Yeah.
They haven't even done Uncharted yet. Let them get that out and done, and then we'll talk about bloody The Last of Us 2. But the main sort of news point I picked out for us was that Paul Nation, Hall's favourite game, got 2.5 million downloads. Now, Hall, you absolutely grilled this game, so you must be feeling very sorry for an awful lot of people that have gone out and they haven't bought it. They even said
free game on it, yeah.
They've got it on Games with Gold. 2.5 million though.
Well done.
Of misery.
I need some figures as to what the figures are on the normal download for any other game other than this bag of shit.
Well, it's the only one that's made the news, so I imagine it's reasonably high. But to be fair to it, it's been on for 2 months, isn't it? They left it on there.
Yeah, because it's such a sack of shit. And they've just gone, right, well, better leave it there, make sure people get it.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck. It's a toilet.
2.5 million. That is
I
sickening.
mean, don't mean shit. Look at Flappy Bird, for fuck's sakes.
Made a fortune out of that. These guys, they even said themselves, it's mainly free downloads. But on a serious note, it does show you what sort of exposure putting just an indie game out onto Games with Gold or the PlayStation Plus program can do for the smaller titles. Yeah, they probably lose out on money because, like you said, they're not getting any for that. There's a fee that's paid from Sony or Microsoft to them to have it up on there. But I guess what it does is, if it's a good game, it's well received, not like Pool Nation, then it gives their future games a bit of a bigger audience, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it gets, like you say, it gets your name out there a little bit, doesn't it? So
yeah, it's worth doing. But it's I found that incredible. 2.5 million for Pool Nation.
Aggravates me, that does.
Wow. More free games, as they call it. PlayStation Plus edition of Drive Club is finally out. Now, I think this was meant to be a launch title. I can't even remember that far back. I am sure at the E3 press conference or some conference that Sony come out and said Drive Club will be coming out at launch. It'll be a PlayStation exclusive, and you'll be able to get this free edition with your PlayStation Plus, like a trial.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
That was actually part of one of the reasons why you should buy a PlayStation, is that you're going to get this game for free. You can then upgrade at a cheaper price to the full game. But it's finally out, and I've downloaded it. But that is a disgraceful bit of business, really. It's taken so long.
Yeah. Basically, essentially, yeah. That is toilet.
But then again, when you actually think about it, it's taken, and then, well, we still haven't even had it fixed yet. Is the Xbox Live Party system. So when you consider that, that's still fucked.
Is it?
It works now.
Well, no,
Does it work
doesn't.
now you've got proper internet, Logan?
No.
Right.
Well, what happens is, I'll go to join a party, and it will say I've joined it, and I'll go back and check, and I'm not in a party.
Is that because people are blocking you
No.
immediately? Well,
No, it's just
Paul,
being
is that you
shit.
blocking him?
I must admit, I haven't had a problem with it recently.
They do seem to take a while, some of these things. A lot of things for this generation they've promised and just have not delivered on, or they've just gone backwards in certain aspects. Like Sony's, like the PlayStation's only just got media playing capabilities for like AVI videos and things like that.
That is really poor.
Oh, no, that is really
I don't
poor.
know why they've all of a sudden decided that all the basics should just be chucked aside. Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand why they've just gone, right,
Let's
we'll chuck it
reset.
out. Let's reset. Everyone can just play current gen games. That is it. That's all you can do. Another thing that really annoys me is they haven't got Sky Player on Xbox One.
They're not.
No.
No.
That's because you can plug your telly through it, though. They're like,
Bollocks,
"Oh,
I don't want to do that. It's in a
well."
different room. Give me my Sky Player. There's no reason. If you've got it on the 360, it absolutely can go on the One. I don't understand what the hardware is. If I get a new laptop, the hardware is different, but I can still run Skype on it. I can still do the basics. That is there, even if it's got up-resed hardware.
I think the onus is actually on the Sky Player or Sky Go people to make it compatible with the Xbox One.
Yeah, rather
I
than.
think that's part of the problem.
What,
is
to
that-
like make an app?
Yeah, same with Android and iOS. Like you'll get some that are on one and not on the other. It's because the app makers can't be bothered to. Like nothing's on Windows mobile device, for example. You've got fuck all on there if you've got a Windows phone, and it's because it's hard to make for them. The app owners can't be bothered, and there's not enough of a market there. I just would have thought Sky Go would have been put on the Xbox One already, but
It is a bit poor, isn't it?
It annoys. There's some little things like that are starting to annoy me.
it's a gaming system, though, mate.
It's no, because they're selling it as an all-round
Well,
entertainment system, aren't they?
You're a fool if you bought into that silliness.
I didn't. I absolutely don't care that much. But it's a little gripe of mine that you pay all that money and it doesn't even do at least what the old one did.
Yeah. Well,
Like, I think that's a basic now. Is it at least does what my previous one did and more?
get a PC. You ain't got to worry about it. Get all
No,
your
it's-
games.
Well, we'll get into that later, but that comes with its own sack of problems, really.
Okay, that'll do for that. Drive Club PlayStation Edition out. You can go and get it. One location, 14 tracks, 50 cars, not even 50 cars. Go and get it, then you can upgrade for £20. Valve, get it early pre-ordered. So that was their Steam machines, their controller, and the Steam Link, which is a streaming hub. I don't know what they were playing at with this, but basically you could pre-order and get the hardware a month early than anyone else. That was only to a limited amount of stock. That's all sold out. That's gone.
Done, mate.
Gone. So if you want to get your Valve Steam machine
Tough
early,
shit.
tough bollocks now. It's gone. You will not
Fucked
be
it.
able to do that unless you go on eBay and some scalpers on there who's bought 10 of the bastards is trying to sell them, which there will be people doing. So you could go and get one through that and get it at an inflated price. Logan, you said this was going to be a disaster. No one's going to be interested. There is some interest being shown, but like you mentioned offline, There's no way to quantify this, is there? There's no figures for how many have actually been sold.
Yeah, well,
6.
It could be 6. It could be 600. It could be 6,000. It could be 60,000. We just don't know.
I reckon
600
it's probably
million.
going to be a good number. I'd probably guess it's in the thousands somewhere. But there was always probably going to be an early hype, I think, about it from certain people. Like Paper has been absolutely banging on about this for ages.
You ain't going to buy one, though.
No, that's what annoys me. You'll bang on about it and go, it's the best thing ever. Oh, I can play all my indie survival games on it, and then not bother. But I think there'll be an initial wave of people. But as you say, I think they've got to get the marketing campaign right for this, because you see the PS4 ones, you see the Xbox ones. I haven't seen any marketing sort of generically for this.
Nah, it's all
So-
quiet.
As I say, and this is what I thought before, is that they're aimed at a market of people that are already gamers that will be in the loop on this sort of stuff, not the casual gamer that will get a console to play FIFA and Call of Duty. So that is, as I say, I still stand by. I think it will be a success, but not alongside sort of the Xbox and the PS4. And I would exclude Nintendo from that at the minute, because,
Why?
well, it's not really... It is for casual gamers, but it's a party gaming system, so it's a bit different.
Hall, if you love to buy things early, you love to be the first to get the new consoles. If the Xbox 2 come out, which I'm sure they're geniusly going to market the next Xbox as, and they said, oh, you can actually,
clever.
if you pre-order this, you can get it a month early, and it'll come with the launch games and the control. Would you entertain that sort of nonsense?
Nah.
No, not even from
Nah.
about the Nintendo NX or whatever they're going to call it, something like that.
Maybe the Nintendo I would, purely because I haven't missed a console of Nintendo.
Right.
It's more of a kind of collecting thing rather than anything else.
Yes.
But I don't know. I mean, it's the hypotheticals, isn't it? Because the next consoles aren't going to be out for a while. I mean, barring the Valve one. But I mean, you're not going to be looking at a new Xbox, PlayStation console for another, well, hopefully a few years at least. So it's difficult.
I want another 4 or 5 out of these. But
At
I
least.
don't know if we're going to get them though.
I'd like to think we're going to get another 5 years. I mean, how long was the 360 and the PS3 about?
Yeah. So what was I think the Xbox was like 2005.
8 years, I think.
8.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say
something like
8 years.
PlayStation
I think-
slightly shorter because they
I
fucked
think that's
it.
probably as long as you're ever going to get with a single console. To
That
be
was
honest.
long, wasn't it? And then people
That was-
were moaning though. They were going, "Oh, it's time for the next ones." And I was like, "Well,
Well, I think it did well. I thought it held up well. And
I-
you look at the difference, like the transition from opening games and release games to stuff that was coming out right at the end of the cycle. You know, it
Quality.
was such a unbelievable jump. I think they did really well given the consoles that they had.
I don't like all this.
what don't you like?"
I like them front. I like to know. I want them to tell me what's going on. I want you to show me what you're selling me. You don't go and buy a car and go, we'll let you look at it from
Surprise
the
me.
outside, and then
Yeah.
well, just put your pre-order down. Then if you want one, well, how does it drive? What's going on in the middle?
Can you not pre-order a car if it's a new model of the?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like high-end cars, you can. I mean, you wouldn't drive like a latest Rolls Royce or something called the latest Ferrari, but people will still go out and pre-order them.
Well, I imagine they've got a test car for you to jump in before you buy it. But my point is you don't go and buy a house and just go, yep, looks right on the outside.
Yeah, but it's
Here's the
different, isn't
brochure.
it? You don't.
I know, but it's the same
house.
principles, isn't it? Whatever you buy, you go and see it. There's very little, unless it's a low price. Like if you're buying a fucking piece of
Alright,
shit
what about
online.
a
Tell you
game?
what about a t-shirt? When was the last time that you bothered to try a t-shirt on in a shop?
Well, I can take that back quite easily. And I know I'm a medium, so it's an easy decision to make. I don't have to take them back.
Did you know what you was going to get with your Xbox One?
An Xbox One?
What does that mean to?
Yeah, I
does it mean
did. I
anything, though?
watched all the reveal stuff, and I had a brief idea, yes.
And you still moan about it, so you could hang on, come
Yeah,
on.
but nobody knew it was going to be this bad.
Well, exactly. So it doesn't matter how much information they give you. It's all marketing bollocks.
But this is the classic idiot PC users in full flow, though, isn't it? Of, Valve and Steam.
That's what I thought.
I made it.
That this is the PC users just going,
I don't think
yes.
It's going to be amazing.
I don't think this is PC users. I think if the PC users have got their rigs, they don't need this. Logan said that last time. They don't need to have this console. It's probably. I think it's very low numbers. But until we find out, we'll be speculating here till the day's end. Pretty good little segment though. We had a bit of Top Gear in there. Logan talking about his cars. Good. Sort of crossing over different markets, getting new listeners on board, which is good. Speaking of cars, how good was that? Project Cars, released in May. It's out there. Good game by the sound of things. I'm looking forward to buying it. This originally started out as a crowdfunding game, and then obviously went on to have a full release on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. Not even been out, probably about a month and a half, if that. And Project Cars 2 crowdfunding is up. So you can now sign up and start crowdfunding the sequel. Now, Logan, I know particularly you don't like the money grabbing that goes on.
It's a fucking disgrace, isn't it? It is. It's an absolute outright disgrace.
Why?
It annoys me because it's like when they said, like when we were talking about Destiny, and they go, "Oh, they're doing Destiny 2." Well, you haven't finished Destiny 1 yet. Where are your priorities? Like, it really annoys me.
I finished Project Cars, though. It's done.
It's not done. It's never done. There's all sorts of bugs, patches, and all sorts of shit they're going to have to sort out on it. It's not like 1985 when you released a shit game and that was it. You couldn't do any more with it. If there's stuff that needs doing, you need to maintain stuff now. I need guarantees. I need to know that you're going to look after me once I've made my investment.
I think this particular game, it had a few bugs. They've had a couple of patches that have gone out on it, and it, for all intents and purposes, it plays reasonably well as it is. So how comes why can't they look forward to the next edition of this?
No. Logan is absolutely right. This is total horse cunt from them, right? The idea of doing a crowdfunded game is that you don't know if there's the initial interest for the game, or you don't have the full funds available to create the game, right?
Yeah.
There is no way that a game only costs, let's say the crowdfunding for it is aimed at, I don't know, let's say a couple of million, which is usually like the top end of where the crowdfunded games are aiming. Mm-hmm. You don't create a game for 2 million. That just doesn't happen. All it's there for is just to say, do you know what, there are people out there that will buy this game, and this gives us a nice little extra to help out with publicity or other bits and pieces.
Yeah, or install other backers and people who can help.
And people that are going to help, and people that are willing to buy into the game. So then they make the game. It sells tremendously well. It goes to number 1 on the sales charts or whatever. Yes, it's probably a little bit later than people might have been initially anticipating or whatever else. But for all intents and purposes, the game has done very well. Yeah. Probably made them a lot of money. And then they go, actually, we'd like you to do the same thing again and just still invest into us.
Bollocks,
even though we've already raked in all your money from the previous one. What a load of crap.
Yeah,
that's absolutely inexcusable from them.
For the record, I am in both your boats. I thought I'd just have to at least ask the questions, and I don't think this is good at all. At least let the game breathe.
Yeah.
Give it a couple of months, maybe 3 months, something like that. This has been a month and a half tops.
It's like, imagine you bought a kitchen. And
why are we going back to household appliances? What with the cars and houses? What's going on here?
You finish the kitchen, and then the guy goes, "Well, there you go. Yeah, we'll finish all your other stuff at some point. We're going to do the next one now." You'd be like, "Well, hang on a minute. What about?
Hang on.
What about me as a customer?
That's not like
help me out. It made me feel like you've actually put some effort into me.
Doing a kitchen, finishing the kitchen, and then going, right, we want a down payment for your next kitchen. That's more what it's like.
Yeah.
And then they go, we'll put in a new kitchen for yourself in a bit.
It is sickening, really. I mean, they've put $250,000 back into it, which doesn't. Well, it's a lot of money, obviously, but that's not going to go far, is it? Like, considering how much they probably would have made. I mean, we are speculating. I've not seen the exact sales figures, but like you said, Hall, it was number 1 for at least a week, and it's gone down well with that crowd. I don't know. I just don't like the idea of this. Like, the success of this game should fuel the development of the next game, not more crowdfund. I know you guys have probably put £80 down just to play the original because you crowdfunded us from day one. Then can you put down another £80 for Project Cars 2, which has all these new features that we're going to add? And again, it feels like already, like if I buy Project Cars, which I'm going to do, regardless of this, but it feels already like I'm going to get the inferior version.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It makes you feel like they've held stuff back for the next one.
I mean, I don't think it'll be for if it comes out in less than 2 years, that is awful. If it comes out in 3+ years, fine. But I still don't like the idea that the crowdfunding started so soon after the release of a full retail game that people have gone out, paid top whack for, and now they're going, right, let's not use any of that money. Let's just ask for
total
more.
Dog shit.
Yearly release by the sounds of it. Don't know.
If it's a yearly release, then I will never buy a game from them ever again. Lies, if it's really good, I will. I'll quite happily go back on all principles. Now,
this is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the crowdfunding on it, and it's just fucking ridiculous. The top thing, 10,000 is the top thing you can invest as a single person.
Oh, you get dinner with the developer.
Yeah, and you get dinner with the developer in a hotel.
That's fucking horseshit.
Why would you want that?
A lot of crowdfunding things do that. I've seen it on
Yeah,
both
but that's
of them.
a bit OTT on it. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh.
It's
Sorry, I thought I'd look it up, and that just made me cackle.
Imagine saving up all your money and going, you know what, I was going to actually move out and get a house. Actually,
No.
that deposit, I'll put 10
gonna go
grand
have
down.
dinner
Who's got that to put in it? Who has
Well.
got that? Why not just buy the game when it's done?
Yeah.
Why
that
give
is-
10 grand to its development? That ain't my job.
No. It's always a bit of eggshells with crowdfunding.
And, right, I'm gonna carry this on as well.
Right.
Do you see this as any form of other entertainment?
Yes.
Do I say I want to get a fucking circus together? I want to do a crowdfunding.
No one goes to
for it.
the
You
circus.
pick the shittest analogies ever.
No one
one I
goes
did
to the
for
circus.
Circus of all fucking things.
It does happen, and it'll probably happen. It'd be more now
Of
that
course it happens.
It happens, and it will happen more now that they've seen that video games.
It works.
It does work.
It's just that video games. I mean, look at Shenmue 3.
Yeah.
That is not even started in development. They've got like 2.5 million. That's not going to be released until like
2017, 18. Minimum,
at the earliest.
I mean, that is a pre-order from hell. That is.
Ridiculous.
By then,
Absolutely
all the
ridiculous.
finance
The next
world
consoles will be
collapses,
out.
and $20 is actually worth 20 grand, and you're like, fuck. When it comes out, you're like, bloody hell.
Yeah, no. So Project Cars, thumbs down from Slightly Mad Studios for doing that. I think it's just too soon. I've got no problem with crowdfunding, but this seems way too soon to be doing that. I'm still going to get Project Cars, but now I might go and get it pre-owned because then I know they won't get anything from that. But they don't want to pay game for it. It's the lesser of two evils. Oh.
I think I'd rather give it to Game.
Yeah, I'm quite thinking. Or CEX actually. I don't mind them. I'll quite happily go in there and get that.
CEX all day.
Done. That's what I'll do then. Right, Batman, pathetic on PC apparently. It's actually been removed, isn't it, from sale because it's
That
such
is
a
bloody awful.
Yeah, it is awful. So let's set the scene here. So Batman's out on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC only. Well, it's not on PC anymore because it's been pulled, but it was originally released on that. Batman on PS4 and Xbox One, developed and worked on by Rocksteady themselves. So they oversaw that, did all that. They run fine. The PS4 version done, played it, smooth as shit, beautiful. PC version, they actually outsourced the port to Iron Galaxy, who are a studio which don't tend to develop their own games. They more
do
assist.
ports.
They do ports and they assist, don't they? They assist on other games, and they seem like contracts that come in to help with certain parts. I mean, I saw someone fly around their technical consultants and things like that, and I was thinking, well, what sort of consultants are working at this place when this crap happens? So essentially, what Rocksteady have done is we said we can't be bothered to do the PC version ourselves, or we haven't got time or money, whatever. We're going to let Iron Galaxy port it, and they have made an absolute bollercake of it. They have made an absolute disgrace of it. Setting aside your issues with PC games themselves, being in mind you're a console owners hall, that is poor from Rocksteady, really, isn't it? To allow them to do that and not have some sort of handle on what's going on out there. 'Cause this looks bad on them. Most people will go, Rocksteady is shit.
I'm going to play relative devil's advocate here
You're
because
going to play cunt, right? Come on.
because having an external company come in to do your port across to a different platform is not uncommon. It happens with most games. The only game that you can really think of that didn't do that was GTA with Rockstar, and PC players moaned and bitched and whatever else because it took it so long to get across to the PC as a separate. Because essentially they had to remake the whole game for PC.
Sure.
Porting from console to PC is a ball ache because it's very, very rare for people to have exactly the same PC. Everyone, like a lot of people, build their own PCs and blah 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 and all the rest of it. There's different processors, there's different graphics cards, there's different sound cards, there's everything. So porting across to a PC console is infinitely harder than going the other way.
Sure.
So from Rocksteady's point of view, they've like as you say, it reflects badly on them for sure. The company that have done the port across have obviously done a poor job. I know it's obviously not affected everyone, but I think it's affected the majority by the sounds of things.
Yeah, they wouldn't have pulled it, would they?
No, exactly. It must have caused quite a few problems. But like I say, from Rocksteady's point of view, I don't feel like they've done an awful lot wrong. Maybe they could have handled like the whole sort of uproar of it afterwards a little bit better. But I mean, how much more can they do, really, other than just doing testing and whatever else once it's been ported across?
Well, what they should have done is got our little jingle going and gone delay news, PC deleted, because this is shit what fucking Iron Galaxy Studios have produced for us. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's probably not. It's never as easy as we make out going fucking useless idiots. Why are they outsourcing that and doing it? It's not. They wouldn't do it unless there's a genuine reason for it. Now, one of those could be that the market in the PC area is not as profitable. That wasn't even a word, but we'll go with it.
Yeah, that is true.
So, and I know people like to deny it, but there is piracy far heavier on the PC than there is on any of the new gen consoles. Logan, your exact reaction was gutted PC bastards.
Yeah, well, I'm sick of them. Sick of it. They've got this self-righteous self-entitlement to have everything all the time. And better than console gamers. Well, go fuck yourself.
They pay more money. They set them all out. There's thousands being invested in these rigs.
Well, fuck off. You're a mug then.
Wow.
I'm sitting here, 400 quid investment, laughing. 5 years, no problem. They're gutted because they've got to deal with that. And then they go back to their little Daisy shit. That is what happens. They just go, and then they go and play DayZ or whatever. All they do is just lynch off of Steam all the time. That's all. They don't buy games. There's no such thing. You don't go into any supermarket and you see the ones for Xbox, you see the ones for PS4, Nintendo, and then the PC section. You don't see it. They just all download, and they're thieving bastards. Half of them are fucking getting hooky copies, as we know, and then they fucking moan when it don't work. Sick of it. Deal with it. You'll have to wait.
They will have to wait. Apparently, it's going to take quite a while to get this.
But they said it was going to be quite a bit of a.
When this sort of thing happens, right? There's only one reason, really, or there's two reasons people outsource: expertise and it's cheaper. They're the two reasons, and they normally do it for both. Yeah. In this case, they've probably gone, right, well, can't really be fucked or don't know what we're doing. We'll give it to them, but they've obviously made a time.
It's time. Because people are so egging to get it onto every console. And like I say, look at how long it took Rockstar to get GTA across.
Yeah. They did that themselves from the ground up.
Yeah.
I mean, Iron Galaxy Studios, they've done quite a few different ports and assisted on multiple games. They ported Origins, which again was not great. Borderlands 2, they ported to the PlayStation Vita. They assisted with Destiny, PlayStation 3 version. The Handsome Collection, the port to Xbox One and PlayStation 4, which by all means has been technically fine. So they have got, a decent pedigree behind them, but they've
maybe at
times a sack of shit with this.
Something happens, it's got missed, or somebody input the wrong fucking number in the binary code, or you just don't. It could be something stupid like that, but it probably isn't. It's probably more fundamental. But you would have thought that their testing that they do for this would have raised the problem, like especially something fundamental like frame rate, which wouldn't necessarily be an intermittent problem. It's a bit concerning that they've just let that go by, or I don't know.
No. Oh, in any case, it's not good for Rocksteady. It's getting decent reviews on the consoles, but the PC people are going to be livid. And it's not good for Iron Galaxy Studios, who I must admit I'd barely heard of. I had no clue who they are, but now I see their name everywhere, and I think, well, anything that's ported by those guys now, people will be like, well,
if they look into it,
can they be trusted?
If I was buying a ported game, I'd just be interested in the game title. I wouldn't even look at who ported it.
You wouldn't know, would you?
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't care. You just presume that game now goes on that platform, if you like.
Yeah, it works. Absolute disaster.
They'll get away with it.
Yeah, it's a shame, but it's sometimes what happens. That's what we have to deal with. Now, Batman Arkham Knight itself, I've completed, done the review, put it up, 8.5 silver, decent. You added a couple of questions that you wanted to reel off to me, so if you want to quiz me about the game, I will do my best to answer any concerns that the review probably didn't cover, because it was, as usual, pretty brief. Right. If you haven't watched the review, go on Dimp Digital YouTube now and watch it.
Yeah.
Get your grading.
Good review.
Yeah.
Right, I've got a couple of questions. The first one is this becoming a bit like Call of Duty? Now, bear with me.
Right.
I say that in that they've got their game and then they just tweak it every time. Like, because my thing, I think it's always in Gotham City.
That's where Batman's set.
Yeah, I know.
You can't go. Let's do this in London.
No, I don't mean like that. But I mean, they've got their. I don't understand where the longevity. So surely, is it open world? Was one of my right. So it's an open world. So they use the same world in every game.
No, so Arkham Asylum was just an asylum, so that wasn't an open world. That was a closed-in experience. Arkham City was a part of Gotham City, which was basically like the asylum had expanded into the city. So they had too many people to go in there. They expanded it into the part of the city, closed it off, and it was a shithole.
Risky tactic.
Yeah, it was a risky tactic, and it went wrong. This one's set in a part of Gotham actual city, but it's very, very similar to Arkham City because there's no normal people rolling around. It's all just scumbags and pissheads.
Right. So
I see what you're saying. It's very similar to City. That's why I mentioned in the review that if you've played that game, a lot of the fundamentals are the same here.
It's not the same map, though.
No, it's not the same map. Must stress that it's not the same map. There is the Batmobile there. There are some new features, and if you love those games, then you'll love this. It's as simple as that. And I think that you say it's like Call of Duty, but they are tweaking it. Yeah, they probably didn't add as much as they should have done because it's a jump to a new console. I was expecting more personally, but at the end of the day, it's been quite a few years since the Batman, so they're not churning these out at a rapid rate. They are taking their time with them. You can tell by the way the game's presented that they've put a lot of effort into it. Yeah, it looks beautiful, and I must admit I didn't mention much of the story because I didn't want to spoil anything, but this won't spoil anything. But the story is probably the best out of the lot, in my opinion. I really liked it. The Scarecrow, I find he's such an interesting villain because it's all psychological and he's got his fear gas. So there's lots of bits how they integrate that in. But are you just always Batman? Can you be Bruce Wayne? There's parts of it where you can become Bruce Wayne very briefly, and it's all locked into quests.
I want to be bumbling around being Bruce Wayne, and then
change, and then
go off and do some missions. Or I know that's not really the idea of the game. What can you do as Bruce Wayne? Do a bit of finance stuff, but it'd be interesting if you could live. Whatever. You could live as a normal human.
I think you're looking for the wrong thing out of these games.
Yeah, I know. I'm just sort of.
You go to work every day if you want to do that.
Yeah. I'm just asking the questions.
The Sims Batman stuff.
No. I just not like that. But I just think it would be cool if you could, for a little while, just have a potter around, not as Batman, because
do recon
you're pretty
stuff
fucking conspicuous as him.
What I said in the review, and what I really wanted out of this was a way to switch between the different comparisons. Yeah, I think that would have been really good, and if you could do that co-op.
That really fucked me off. They've really it's so obvious games like that where you've got multiple players. Like Avengers is one. That is a
chance to do that, and I just feel like they've missed the absolute trick there.
Batman and Robin is like the archetypal co-op
dynamic duo.
So get on with it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but those are wants, and I feel like it was a safe bet. They put the Batmobile in, and they concentrated so much on putting that in that they didn't do much else to the game itself, and didn't try new adventures with the way the character and the stories and what you could do multiplayer wise. I think they just stuck to their guns and thought, let's just try and get out of this trilogy. Maybe when they're released on an IP where they've not got restrictions, like creative restrictions with the story and whatnot, maybe they'll introduce some of these newer bits and bobs.
The only like a common complaint of it, seemingly, or something that comes up in a few reviews, is just because they've, like as you said, they've integrated the Batmobile into it. They seem to have done a bit too much of it, so you end up spending too much time in the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Do you find that was the case?
Yeah. So to get around the city, it's still quicker to glide. So if you're rolling around in the Batmobile, complaining about going from A to B, then you're costing yourself. 'Cause it's quicker to glide. So do that. Grapple work done. But there are missions where it just forces you to use the Batmobile. Like half of the Riddler's challenges, which is like a side quest, are to do with Batmobile puzzles, and a lot of them are races. And I'm like, why is the Riddler set?
Why is there a race? Yeah,
I know.
It doesn't really fit with the rest of the story, does it?
No, and it feels like they've tried to justify and put it in. And there's lots of sections where you'll clear out a building and you'll come out, and then there'll be like tanks waiting for you, and you have to go into the Batmobile and battle mode. And I was like, is this needed? Extra little added bit needed. It feels like they were justifying.
They're just trying to put it in a bit too much, rather than having it as an opportunity to just use it as and when you wanted. They kind of force you into it almost, by the sounds of things.
Yeah.
So
it's not the end of the world because it handles great. It's good fun, but there's certainly
it's a bit
bits
too much
where it doesn't fit the context, and you can tell they're just putting it in there for the sake of it.
Yeah, and the other kind of, I mean, you kind of brushed on it in your review that, I mean, the story is essentially the the Scarecrow's kind of teamed up with the Arkham Knight, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's the idea of it.
Yeah.
And the other complaint that seems to be going around is that the Scarecrow, as you mentioned, is such a strong antagonist. He's such a good villain in it, and the Arkham Knight is just a bit pathetic. There's just nothing really to him.
He's
just a bit of a shit, unnecessary. They should have just gone Scarecrow.
Now, how do I handle this? There is a reason for him being there. That is all I'll say. There's a reason for the Arkham Knight to be there. And the only problem I would say with the Arkham Knight is that he's the one who's spearheading all the bollocks tank bits where you're battling them. So that's probably where people are coming from when they don't like him, because he's always in a fucking tank, seemingly going, or he's telling people, go and do this, wipe him out. Yeah. And that's the catalyst for all of the in-combat stuff, which I think that's where a lot of people had problems, because there's too much of it. Yeah. So you then go, right,
maybe that's the reasoning behind it, yeah.
I'll say so. Yeah, but no, I think overall it's a good story, and that there's a good reason for the Arkham Knight to be there. Probably could have done with being fleshed out a bit more. But
did it take long, the game?
Yeah, it did actually, because I remember when I was speaking to Biff last week, we was up to like 30% after about 3 hours, and was thinking, Christ, this is going to be over quick. But it actually is got a decent length on it. There's lots of side quests, which I'd say a handful of them are good, but the rest are just throwaway bollocks, like checkpoint clearing down. Yeah, it's like, why are we bothering with this? But in general, you'll get value out of it, and
worth the investment.
It's worth the investment, yeah, I'd say. If you didn't like any of the old games, then don't bother, because you ain't getting anything new.
I must say, it does look great though. Well, the one thing I picked up when I thought it looks fantastic, and then you said it at the end. You and I always, it is a great looking game, and I was thinking Gotham looked bloody awesome, and I was just thinking, from a really sort of nerdy point of view, I'd love to get around in it and just have a look around and just be part of it. I think it looks that good.
Now, I'd agree with just looking around, but because it's derelict of just scumbags, you don't get that same feeling where it's not like GTA where you can wander around and just sort of
piss people off.
It's not apocalyptic, but it's sort of like a post-an event. Yeah, it's derelict. Yeah.
And that's again where there's place where I think they could have pushed to, but they didn't do that. But that probably spells the end of Rocksteady's involvement with the Batman as a trilogy. I think on its own they are very good games. The combat system they used in Asylum, a lot of games are stolen and used in there.
It's been pitched on it.
Yeah, exactly. And
Shadow of shit.
We'll see what they do next. As long as they don't get Iron Galaxy to port it, we should be all right. Now, I wanted to brush upon a very strange event that took place in the last few days.
The best event.
Was it though? So you pair and a few others have gone and booted up the Xbox 360, put on Modern Warfare 2, and sat there and had a good night of it.
Fucking damn right. And
why
it's not just the one time either. It's recurred.
Oh my god, has it?
Yeah.
How many people?
We had
4.
4. That's a good crowd for these days. Don't get more than 2 usually.
Well, this is just it, and I think this is the reason that we went back to do it, because
drum up interest.
For starters, one of our friends hasn't got an Xbox One, so he doesn't play with us online, which straight away. Otherwise, since then, I look at the Xbox One, and in terms of games that we've got on it, yes, me and Logan played a lot of Destiny together, but I've kind of stepped away from that now. We've got a group that still plays it and is still on there, but we've not had a game like we used to go on to. It used to literally be a case of every day on the 360. For ages, we went through the Modern Warfare 2, then we moved on to Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops and all the other CODs and whatever else. Then we went to Gears of War, and we used to have 5 or 6 of us that go online and just play that all the time. We'd always be doing the Horde mode on there or whatever. Like, we'd always been playing in quite a big group and playing online a lot.
Yeah.
And we haven't really had it on the Xbox One. We had a bit of it on Destiny, as I said, but generally it was just me and Loading. Like for a long time it was anyway, until we found another group that started playing. So, from my point of view, I just kind of wanted to go back and think, do you know what? I miss having a first-person shooter that I can play online as a big group. We don't take it overly seriously, and we're pretty poor nowadays. But it's still so much fun. It's still it's still such a good game. The only negative side to it is that you realise how shit people are that play it. Like everyone, like we went on for a while. Yeah, we went on for a while, and people are just instantly, like within 2 games, I got a message that just said "get cancer," and it's like, right, nice, cheers, mate. Yeah. And I haven't had any of that on the one at all. Like
No.
even on Destiny, when I'm doing the disgraceful sit in a corner with my invisibility on and a shotgun or anything, I haven't had that. And literally, I've gone to Call of Duty and been running around like a lunatic, and within 2 games, there's people telling me to die. It's the only downside to it. But it's the game itself, the gameplay on it is still, in my opinion, probably the best out of all of the Call of Duties. It was just so much fun to go back and have a crack on it.
Yeah. So Logan, you obviously entered into this as well. I assume you enjoyed it. Are you be interested then if this comes to the backwards compatibility library that Xbox One are looking to be getting a hold of towards Christmas time? Just make it easier, or are you quite happy just to boot up the 360 each time? Because Biff basically wrote off the backwards compatibility last week. I'm not sure what your opinion on that whole saga is, considering you've just gone back and played an old game.
Well, I actually have my 360 readily available just to turn on anyway. It's always plugged in. Jodie plays on it as well.
Sky Go app, done.
I don't know. I haven't actually used it on there, but
Right. There's a suggestion for you.
Yeah.
moved on it. But,
Maybe
yeah,
don't
I've
moan
got-
about it not being on the current gen when you've got the old one sat there ready to go.
we've been through this.
That's what you could do. If you've got no qualms about turning it on, put it on there.
Anyway, we're getting off topic.
Yeah. So, to me, the backwards compatibility isn't a massive thing anyway, because I've got my 360 readily available to turn on, and I must hasten to add that backwards compatibility is merely an emulator. So it essentially runs your 360 on your One.
Still works though.
Yeah, no, it works fine. It works fine. It's not a problem. But you can't just put it in and play a game on the Xbox One dashboard. You have to play it.
Well, good, because that's shit.
It is shit.
So bring me back to the old dashboard. Thank you.
Yeah. So
Get a theme for that, shouldn't
I am interested in it, but that still causes me a problem. For example, our mate that has only got a 360 wouldn't then probably be able to play with us, 'cause it'd presumably then be on. See, that's my question: is will that if I play it on the One, am I
It'd
technically
be cross-platform, yeah.
Yeah, if it's emulating it, then yeah.
It's going to be odd because the first thing that we noticed when we went back online, and obviously we've all put our headsets on, was, my God, the fucking quality of these headsets is so shit.
Yeah.
Still better than that piece of crap worm they bundled with the PS4. I
Yeah.
can guarantee it.
True.
Guarantee that.
But in comparison to the Xbox One, it is literally inexcusable. Like, I can't believe we used to play like it. It got to the stage where me and Loading were tempted to just do a Skype call separately, or have the Xbox Ones running and have the Xbox One's headset and party system. It is that bad.
Yeah,
it is unbelievably bad. So to have the backwards compatibility and be able to use the headsets for the Xbox One and the Xbox One controller, because going back to the 360 controller, it did feel like a piece of crap. Felt heavy and clunky, and because I haven't got a working 360 controller that I haven't smashed into a table or something, it's got a big chunk of it missing as well, which doesn't help.
Modern Warfare 2, that's been brought back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Just quickly, any other games that you can think of off the top of your head that you think, well, actually, maybe we should get together and do that, or even single-player
Dead.
games? Red Dead, yeah.
That is
Not
instantly.
going to happen.
Any of the Gears, really, but obviously with the Ultimate Edition coming out.
Come on, you're slagging off remasters all year. Come on.
I know, but this, as I said to you before with
Pick and
remasters,
choose.
as long if it's an old game that was ages ago, it's going to have more of an effect on you, and it's going to be because it's less recent in your mind and the technology was older. It's going to feel and look a lot better. So the earlier games, I don't mind them remastering because I think there is value to be had there. But in the later games, I don't really agree with it.
There you go.
You were saying about other games that might potentially go back to. I went out the other day. I did obviously send you to a message saying that I was going to go and buy potentially a couple of games for the older for the One as I finished Sunset and Shadow of Mordor.
Boom.
Got to my local retailer. And it is a bit of a sack of shit at the minute. I don't really want to do The Witcher because my life will end, and it looks incredible, and I know that obviously it's really, really been well received, but it's just going to be a bit too much of a time zapper for me, and I don't really fancy it.
You haven't got any time to be zapped either at the moment.
I don't really fancy it. It just doesn't look like it's going to be something that I'm going to get massively into. I don't know, maybe I would if I played it, but I'm just not sure yet.
It's basically Game of Thrones, but a real game.
Yeah.
That's a lie. But
well,
I thought that might help.
So I've been that off, and then, like I say, there wasn't really much else there that I kind of fancied at the time. So I thought rather than just buying stuff for the sake of buying it, I'd give it a miss.
You did it anyway.
No, I wish I'd bought. I was actually looking at Yoshi's Woolly World for the Wii U.
World. Yep.
And I wish I'd got it now, because I'm sat here looking at my Wii U with dust with dust on the gamepad and thinking, God,
Sad,
I really need to play you more. So I've come back and I've actually started Fallout 3 again.
You bought it, did you?
No, I already had it.
Oh, you already had it.
360, yeah.
Excellent. You actually started it.
Yep, started it a little bit earlier on. Not done much, literally half hour.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be one that I'm probably going to go back and do a playthrough in preparation for Fallout 4 at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea whatsoever. Just talking about games that have come out now. There's two bits of this very last bit that we're going to finish up on. One part is I wanted to do a check-in with our New Year's resolutions that were made a long time ago, 6 months ago, and also what games we were most anticipated looking forward to. So I'll start with you, Hall, since you listed off that you was struggling for a game to go out and play or go out and get. So on yours, what's come out? Majora's Mask Remaster, did you bother with that?
Yes, got it, playing through it, haven't finished it yet, because I kind of do it a little bit here and there on travelling on trains and bits and pieces rather than anything else. So but excellent. Got it, good game.
You mentioned Yoshi. It's caught your eye, and I think you'll end up crumbling and getting that.
I almost certainly will.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat X. I'm surprised that didn't get a shout in, because that was on the list. Is there something that's put you off that, or
I played
just didn't fancy it? Right. Okay.
I have played it for a while. Don't mind it. I think
party game.
Yeah, the novelty of it is really in the fatalities. And one of the YouTubers that I watch quite regularly actually released a set of videos to show you all the fatalities.
Yeah,
and it kind of spoiled it. I've seen them all, and now I'm like, right, well, is it really worth it? And it hasn't come down in price either. It's one of the ones that I'm kind of waiting on to potentially get either pre-owned or once it drops a bit. Yeah, and it's still at 45 quid.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it's not worth that amount. I'd pay 25, but I ain't paying 45. You can fuck off.
No, that's not happening. Mario Party
10 I played quite a lot. A friend of mine's got it, and we had a party night and played that.
Out of it.
And it's good. It's not as good as the other ones though, unfortunately, but it is still good fun. That will be one that I'll buy as well for sure.
Yeah, no worries. Other games you had, and there was Star Fox, which got finally properly revealed at E3. So I assume you're still looking forward to that.
Yeah, the more I kind of hear about that, I'm beginning to think it may actually be a remake.
Well, I've heard it's a reboot, so they've purposely kept the graphics simplified so it doesn't lose the charm of the 64 version. That's what I've been told, or they've just been lazy bastards.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, but I'll get that either way.
They've called it Zero because they want to start again, so it's like a reimagine. It's confusing with reboots, remakes and remasters.
Yeah, what's going on?
I think it's more down the reboot idea of things. I don't know, I've never played the old Star Fox, I couldn't really see if that's going to happen. Halo, I'm assuming that's still the list. There's nothing that's put you off looking at that potentially later in the year.
Yeah, I mean, Halo, I wanted to do the Master Chief Collection before I got into Halo 5, and I haven't yet. Master Chief Collection's 20 quid at the minute, so that was the only one that when I went to look the other day at games that I was tempted to buy.
Yeah.
But the thing was, that's on a deal of you buy one, you get another one half price, and I couldn't find a second game that I wanted to go with it. And I was like, right, I'm not buying it out of principle. I'm going to wait until there's something else on the deal as well that I want, and then I'll get it.
Fair enough. So you've actually done a decent job. You've played most of the games that you said you were looking forward to that have come out, or had a look at them at least. Logan, let's move on to your one. Evolve. So you had a beta of that. Battlefield Hardline had a beta of that. I assume the betas put you off both of those, and that's why we never ended up getting them, because you seemed quite hyped up for the pair of those on your top anticipation list for 2015.
Yeah.
Project Cars as well.
No.
And you've just been slating them.
Relatively standard Logan behaviour.
Yeah. I think I really enjoyed the Battlefield Hardline beta actually, but I didn't really see any longevity in it for me. It just, as I said before, I enjoyed playing one game mode, but after a week or two of that, I'd have probably been a bit sick of it. So, and no one else got it either, so it had just been me and my Todd on multiplayer, and I thought, it's not worth it.
Get rid of it. That's fine.
Evolve, I can't remember why I didn't get that, because that's one that Hall got, and I thought, and Gallia had it, and I thought, well, that'd be...
I think you was like, Hall's got it, I'm not getting it on purpose.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
That's the impression I got.
I got it, and then everyone decided to go, oh, that looks shit, and then no one else bought it, even though it's a really good, fun game.
The decision I made on that was, I'm not going to jump in on it, because I think it's going to need 4 of us to have it. So if another 3 get it, I will jump on. If 3 people are there and they need a 4th
superb bit of logic.
Well, I had no ambition to play it by myself.
Me and Gary play it quite well. No, we don't play it much at the minute, but when it first came out, we played it loads.
Which happens with most multiplayer games, and you might go back to it later on.
If I go back to it later on and I can pick it up for 20 quid, I'll probably jump on it. But I played the beta and I wasn't overly blown away by it either. It looked like it could be good fun with 4 people. It felt a bit like Left 4 Dead, but not as good.
It didn't happen for whatever reason for us, that particular one. Project Cars, not going to happen, is it? Battlefront, we're all in. Well, I was impressed with that.
I'm still waiting for that. I think that is just one. That and Halo are the ones for me at the moment.
Yeah.
I will definitely be getting both of them regardless. I don't give a shit what anyone else is doing.
Do it then. Do it. I'll be interested to see your thoughts on both of those.
It's the big bollocks all of a sudden.
Yeah. My list had The Order, which I shied away from when I saw the reviews.
Did you not get that?
Favourable. Well, no.
Got slated.
I will get it. Like it's 25 quid at the moment, and there's no reason for me not to pick it up. But
what price have you set yourself for that?
It's 25 quid at the moment, and I think I would happily pay that or 20 for sure. And it was 20 the other week. But because I've been playing The Witcher. That's just
game over.
Yeah, before that I had Dragon Age.
You've really had some time zappers then.
Yeah, and I to be fair, I could do just an 8-hour game, which is what this would be, just to rest myself. I mean, Batman, another open world game. I'm getting sick of these open world games, if I'm honest. There's too many of them, but The Order I will get, and that'll be done by the end of the year, because it's from now till September. There's nothing really I'm looking forward to.
Did you get Bloodborne?
Well, Bloodborne was on the list that I anticipated, and I purchased it last night, so that should be arriving in the next week or so. That I'm not sure how I'm going to react to that.
Genuinely didn't know about that.
Blood shit.
No, come on, Hall.
What's your thoughts there? I need some App's thoughts on this. Why have you now made the decision to go for Bloodborne?
Because it's we've got 2-3 months until Metal Gear Solid 5 comes out, and that's the only other title I've got earmarked. And that was looking back, I had Dying Light, which I was half interested in, and Bloodborne and The Order. And I thought, out of all those, Bloodborne's probably the biggest game. Maybe not Dying Light, but Bloodborne will probably take me the longest to do, so I've got more time to get it done before Metal Gear Solid comes out. And it was the game that got the best critical reception, so it was a no-brainer. I wanted to play it. It's a PlayStation 4 exclusive. I should have got it when it came out, but Dragon Age was absolutely destroying me.
I'll be looking forward to your review of Bloodborne, actually.
Well,
I want to say
it won't come for a good few months, because I've got a feeling I'm going to really struggle to get through it.
That's what I mean. I'd enjoy a little bit of Let's Play outtakes on that, so you get really annoyed with it.
Perhaps there'll be a live stream for you guys to tune into and watch you really struggle with Bloodborne. I've not played Dark Souls either, so I'm going to be terrible. It'll probably be quite funny.
It will literally make me so happy. It'll make me so happy.
I'd like to come and play that with you as well.
We'll sort something out. You have to be on your own account, Hall. You know this.
Yeah.
But you can come and get involved as well. So Witcher I've done. Dying Light I mentioned. The Order I mentioned. Bloodborne. And surprisingly, I wrote off Batman. Said I weren't interested, and then gone out and bought it. And it's got
loved it.
Rating. I didn't love it. It was good. It's a good game.
Well, you were defending it to the hills a minute ago.
His pants over it.
No, come on.
Silver.
Witcher got a gold 9.6. That is the sort of stuff I'll defend.
I was stunned at that, even though you criticised it. Little basic things in that would really get up my nose.
I don't mind the bugs and the glitches, because, to be honest, like I was expecting that. It's a bit messy. I can live with that. But the autosave really fucked my life off, and that would have got a platinum if it didn't have that, and a few other little bits. So that is how good that game really is. I'll go back and play it more, I reckon. Might restart it on the Death March, which is the top level.
Surely not.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. We'll see. New Year's resolutions. Let's quickly check in on those. So, when I first mentioned the top of the show, I could hear sort of sweat dripping down the pair of your heads because you can't even remember what you said, can you?
No idea.
You've got no idea what you've said. Luckily, I went back and
I have an okay-ish idea of what I've said. I think
I made a broad statement that I haven't followed through with.
Yeah, it's not a Paul. Hall thinks he's got an idea of what he said. So, one of the first ones you said was improve your gaming score, which by all accounts you've gone out and absolutely smashed, haven't you?
Yeah,
your gaming score is improved by what? It must be 8K more than I don't know.
I have made a bit of an effort. I mean, I did 4,500 last month.
Right.
So, I've hit it pretty hard. I haven't done a lot. I've made an effort to go back and finish old games that I didn't have a decent G on. Yeah. So, gone back and got a lot of old achievements as well. It's probably gone up since January. I reckon I've gained at least 8,000. I reckon. Yeah. So that's good. That's not too bad considering.
That's over 1,000 a month, which is more than what people would typically expect.
Yeah.
And some of those games are not easy to 1,000 G either.
No, I've done some which I know other friends of mine would get fucking aggravated by. Yeah. But I'm pleased with myself. The stage that I've got to.
Excellent. So that's been done. And you said, you'll go back and clear down some of your backlog, which you've been going through as well. And I think also, you didn't say this, but it seems like you've made more of an effort with the free games of Gold and actually given them all a try.
Yeah, I've played pretty much all of them, I think. I've at least given a good go to all of them.
Massive chalice.
Such a shit game. Yeah. But I've started it now, so I'm going to have to fucking finish the cunt. It really aggravates me because it's so bad. It's so poor. It's like a shit board game.
Other two bits were buy a PS4, which I thought I was getting really close to convincing you the other day.
I thought you were going to crumble then. I genuinely thought there was a crumble happening.
I was so close when I went to game the other day, but they're still quite expensive.
They are in game, especially. No real deals on.
There's literally no more expensive place to buy stuff than that dedicated gaming shop. It sickens me.
Yeah, it is a bit poor.
It is poor, especially as it hasn't got the competition of Game Station anymore.
Yeah. All them out.
Yeah, really fucked us all over.
There's two in Southend. No need to be two in Southend.
Up the other, one's in the middle, one's up the end. So they're literally a 2-minute walk from each other.
Stone's throw.
Yeah, I always go in the small one.
I don't go in any of them.
Well, if I trade stuff in, they get livid. I love going there with CEX and going, price match that for me. It's like 15 quid more, and they're like, you can tell they're livid. You can tell they're livid. I love it. I think I have that. Last thing you had on your list, Hall, was give the Wii U some more time. Now, I don't think that's happened quite yet, but
that's the only one that I'm a little bit disappointed by. But that's mainly because I've been hunting for achievements. So I've kind of been sapping into that and putting in shitty hours into shit games like fucking Chalice of Shit and Child of Light and
should have been massive shit.
Guacamelee. And the thing is, I haven't bought any new Wii U games, which is a disappointment. I need to get, like I say, I'm quite looking forward to getting Woolly World. I know that I've played, to be fair, I say I haven't played the Wii U much. I haven't played my Wii U much. I've played my friend's Wii U when I've been round his house. So I suppose I put a little bit of time into it, but not loads. Not as much as I should. I will do more of that hopefully in the second half of the year.
Well, you've still got 6 months to rectify that, so you've got to buy a PS4 and give the Wii U some more time.
Buy a PS4.
Easy stuff. It'd be easy if Uncharted was coming out this year, because you'd go, bundle, done.
True.
Yeah, fucking ain't happening, is it?
No, I've really fucked that.
Yeah. Logan, now.
This is going to be genius.
Not looking forward to this.
1 out of 5, I reckon.
Did I make
play more variety of games, in particular Steam games. And one of your quotes was, I'm aware that I only ever play COD, FIFA or Call of Duty, so I want to branch out a little bit. Where's this variety coming in? Iron Bread don't count. I bought you shit. That ain't even booted up, is it?
Got downloaded in with my new internet connection. That is ready to go.
Yeah. So have you branched out as much as you wanted to?
Not really. I haven't even looked at Steam in the past couple of months, really. I like to pick up some of the Steam games that are on offer. And they did a summer sale not long ago, and I really fucking missed out on that because of all this moving bollocks. But I am going to go back to Iron Bread. I've got a suggestion lined up for you at some point.
Right.
And we've obviously got Thingy Bob to play as well. That's sitting around yours.
What's that?
That MMO, I can't remember what it's called.
Oh yeah, Guild Wars.
Guild Wars,
Guild
that's
Wars
it.
2.
Yeah, Guild Wars 2.
We've got
yes.
that to play at some point. Which
Sure,
is
now you've got
soon.
your internet set up and there's a gap that can be done.
Yep,
yeah,
so that's
certainly.
there.
Good luck with that.
Generally, though, I haven't really branched out at all.
No, and I'll tell you exactly why I haven't branched out, because I've just logged on to Steam and it says 2 friends online. One's Mr. Piper, the other one is uploading in-game Football Manager 2015.
Yeah,
Come on.
it is on my laptop at the moment.
Bloody hell. What's this branching out? Got 6 months to rectify it. I thought this would be a nice reminder.
To be fair, I am going to start sort of in the next month or two. I'm going to start getting into it a bit now. Now I've got my setup and stuff. I feel like I'm in a place to stop.
Yeah, you was in a holding pattern for a little while, wasn't you?
Yeah.
My one was pretty easy. No pre-orders. So I didn't have to actively do anything. I just had to sit there.
Have you done it?
Well, I haven't pre-ordered nothing.
I must admit, I
Any
was
early
tempted
access?
to do some pre-order stuff, but
Early access? No, I don't think I have. No early access. Kind of annoyed I set that one now though, because
it was
I
easy.
it was easy, I thought, but then games like Metal Gear Solid I want to play when it comes out, and I can't be bothered to go into town and get it. I'll quite happily order that the week before and have it delivered on the day. Do you know what I mean? I've stitched myself up there.
Yeah.
Fucked it.
I could ask someone to get it on my behalf, because then I haven't not pre-ordered it.
Someone pre-order it on your behalf.
That's a loophole,
If there was
isn't
an
it?
intent of you pre-ordering,
No,
I think that's enough.
I haven't pre-ordered anything.
Just because you haven't pressed the button or it hasn't come to you doesn't mean it's not a pre-order.
I asked for Witcher 3 and Batman. They ended up to me on release, not by my hand.
I don't
So
know.
how do you deal with that?
I'm not happy
that
with
was
this.
that was a present, so that's not me pre-ordering. That's how I'll always say.
I don't trust this.
Well, that's what's happened, and I get to decide.
The way that I view it is,
I've not got a pre-order ticket or a pre-order email for any game.
but have you done the pre-order? Even if someone else is doing it for you, have you set it up?
Have you
There's a deal.
instigated it?
I might have instigated. I might have just said, look, I want these two. I'm looking at these 2 games.
Seed was planted.
There is an offer there. If you want to take advantage of it and save yourself some money, it's up to you. And then just walked out and left it.
That is a pre-order.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you're all right. You haven't specifically gone out and, like you say, done anything yourself. So
Well,
He says with a knife to her throat.
Well, I pushed the issue hard, is all I'll say. I said, look, you're financially losing out if you don't do this.
Really did a
whilst
risk
this offer's on.
analysis and put a whole document together on it and did a benefits and cons
Deep
column.
dive a lot.
Yeah.
But I have not got a pre-order ticket, email or anything. And it's annoying me because I want to get Metal Gear Solid when it comes out. Anyway, that's enough. We've rambled on way too long on this particular one. If you want to get in contact with us here, please tweet us at Dimp Digital. You can also like our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Dimp Digital. Email address dimpdigitalmedia@gmail.com, so you can get in contact through all 3 of those channels. There is actually a Dimp Digital website up, but it's a placeholder. There's nothing on there. It's just crap templates that I've been meaning to get round to and actually update with some sort of detail, but whether or not I do that is another question. We'll see how that goes. Dimp Digital YouTube channel, however, is in full swing. Reviews, let's plays, all sorts of business going there. So go to YouTube, type in Dimp Digital, have a look, and obviously hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the new content. That's it for now, though. Game over. It's goodbye from Logan.
Right.
It's goodbye from Hall.
no.
It's goodbye from me, Apps. Thanks for your time, and ta-da.
It's like nobody said a word to Hall about his constant fucking button pressing
Right.
throughout the whole thing.
He
That weren't me.
reckons that weren't him, so
That
Oh,
weren't
was
me.
it?
I was pointing
It was
fingers at
Pepper.
him. Was it Pepper, was it?
The buzzy. What the
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was James.
What the fuck?
It's
I heard
fucking.
his phone going, so then I sent him about 10 text messages saying, "Why is your phone buzzing? Why is your phone buzzing?" And it kept on going. I was going to stop and say something to him, and then I thought, no, I don't want to interrupt Rogan because you were in the middle of talking.
Yeah.
And I thought James has surely got to realise, like, instantly. And it's only once I sent him about fucking 10 text messages saying your phone is making a biblical racket that
Yeah.
he clicked.